Hello, this is Nina Erjavik, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US, and we're going to make a card. So I am using Country Corners stamp. I'm inking it up in the Boho blue ink onto basic white cardstock. So since I am using the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, my cardstock needs to be no larger than 3.5 inches to fit in the machine. So it will still work, so it'll work, believe me. So I am using the Country Side Corners and the Wonderful Thoughts bundle. I used the third largest and the second largest dies to cut out just the dashes from the Country Side Corners stamp. So we just need the 3 dashes. So I'm showing you here that I've already done that ahead of time. So this is what it looks like before I cut it out, and we're only needing the dashes. So we're going to put the other pieces aside for another card. Now I did use the third largest die on a piece of Whisper White because we're going to glue those dashes down to that white here in a minute. The second largest die I cut out in Night of Navy. So we're going to glue the dashes to the white piece there. I am using the Mono liquid glue. And so just match up all of the edges, and it looks like that. I did one ahead of time, so I've done a lot of prep work ahead of time. We're going to use Night of Navy ink and stamp the sentiment from the Wonderful Thoughts stamp set. So I'm going to just stamp that right there in the right-hand corner. All right, I put Thinking of You because thinking of you is a good sentiment for all occasions. I'm going to close up the ink pad so we don't have any mishaps. That's always bad to put an almost done card in an open ink pad. I've done it. We're going to glue that white piece down to the Night of Navy. And just be careful to center it. And we're just going to rub it just a little bit so that it adheres, the glue adheres and sets up. All right, now we are going to cut the flower from the Wonderful Thoughts bundle, which is, and I'm going to cut that out of the Boho blue using the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It fits through perfect. Just make sure your paper is no bigger than 3.5 inches. And I've cut that out ahead of time to save some time. So if you cut all these things out ahead of time, your card goes really, really quick. So I'm just going to glue that down. Now you can use dimensionals too if you want to add a little bit of dimension, but this already has several layers. I'm just going to use an ink pad just to hold that flower in place while the glue sets up. I am using the Boho blue cardstock at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. I'm going to use a bone folder just to make sure that crease is nice and tight. I'm using the Country Side in Designer Series paper. Now this has directional, so you want to make sure your flowers in this case are going right side up, not upside down. Glue that to the center. Now that is a 4-inch by 5.25 piece of DSP. I'm going to glue our blue or Night of Navy focal point to the front of the card, just being sure to center. And then we're going to add some embellishments and a ribbon. So these are the 2023-2025 in colors, and this is the Boho blue I'm using. I'm going to use the Take Your Pick tool to push and slide those pieces off and place onto my card. I like to place them in triangular shape on my card just for some eye interest. I am using the 3 different sizes, and I'm only going to put 3 on there. The Take Your Pick tool is a must-have, I think. Then I have pre-done some bows. This is the Boho textured ribbon. So I pre-tied some knots and put them on glue dots. And you'll see that here. Again, prep is the thing to go. Will make your cards go really, really quick. Add that bow to the front. And there you have it, a beautiful, easy card. Thanks for watching.